In this video, I'm gonna show you how to use ChatGPT to create a sneaker bot that auto checks out in one button. Now, if you're not aware of how this can make you some money, I have tons of videos about sneaker reselling, but in short, you're buying limited items for retail, and then you're turning around and reselling them on the resale market because supply and demand drives the value and price of these products up. Now, typically sneaker bots are used to acquire more sneakers because most sneakers are limited one per customer, or what's happening is that people to get them personal. Now, here's the problem typically with using sneaker bots to get them personal. A lot of the time sneaker bots cost a lot of money, and the money that it takes to sneaker bot, you could probably just go buy the shoe that you want for resale. I'm gonna show you how to use ChatGPT to create a Python script that's gonna auto check out shoes for us. So let's jump on the computer. All right, so we're gonna start out on ChatGPT, and I'm gonna just walk you through this entire process of how I was able to do this and just show you the power of ChatGPT and how with just about anything you do, bro, you can use this to make money. You can use this to accelerate what you're doing, right? So first I'm gonna come over here to Nike, right? If you're unfamiliar with the sneaker world or whatever, most of the times drops happen on sneakers, but sneakers is an extension of Nike. So if you go on Nike, right, we're gonna go to men's, we're gonna go to shoes, we're gonna go to Jordan, right? And you'll see here all the Jordan sneakers right now. Just being 100% candid, right? All the hypest shoes are gonna drop on sneakers, but a lot of the times restocks are gonna happen on Nike. So that's gonna be where you can use something like this, right? But what we know with ChatGPT, we know we have to be very specific, right? So I'm gonna start writing out what I wanted to do, right? Which is I wanted to take a link or a product, which I will input. I wanted to pick the size. I wanted to add it to the cart, and then I wanted to go through the checkout flow. Now, the way I was able to do this, if you have a Nike account, then a lot of this profile information you can have pre-filled in, and you should have pre-filled in, right? So we're gonna say, can you help me create a test Python script, right? And the reason I say test is because if you have experience using ChatGPT, then you know it gets more and more limited by the day. Now, it's not actually limited. What they're doing, in my opinion, is sort of hiding the good functionality for people who know how to ask the right questions, for people who know how to really get out what they want to ask, right? Because if you ask it to just straight up, can you help me code a sneaker bot to do this, this, that, and the other, it'll tell you, oh no, I'm an AI processing language, right? So we're gonna create a test Python script. I want the script to take a link I provide from Nike.com. I want it to load the product and then print loaded product. Then I want it to pick a size and then print, right? And we're gonna, so I pretty much asked ChatGPT, I pretty much asked it, can you help me create a test Python script? I want the script to take the link I provide from Nike.com. I want to load the product in and then print loaded product. Then I want to pick a size, which I'm gonna edit that, which I input, and then print picking size. I wanted to add to cart and then print. And so I'm telling it basically the whole process, and I want it to do it automatically. So let's see what it says. Now, what this is pretty much gave us a sample script which uses Selenium, right? And so another powerful part of ChatGPT, bro, is that you can learn a programming language, right? Python is a pretty complex language, and I've been able to kind of learn a lot about Python over these last few weeks that I've been messing with ChatGPT, because I've pretty much understood that Python is what most scripts are wrote in, right? And if you can write scripts, bro, like, you can make some money. So it's just about how creative you could get as far as writing these scripts out, right? So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna take this code. And so I've got my script loaded in. I'm using Visual Code Studio. You can use whatever code editor you want, but the reason that I use Visual Code Studio is because it's like the most, I would say, beginner friendly, right? It helps you It automatically detects things. It tells you where you're wrong. And once again, it has an output down here that really helps you understand. And then when it comes to working with ChatGPT, I've just learned how to fix so many bugs with code, bro. It's crazy. But we're gonna get the URL of the product we want, which is, let's see if it's, let's do these, right? So I'm gonna enter this URL and then I'm gonna save it and then I'm gonna run it and let's see if it works on the first try. Boom. And so here's our error, right? And here's the beauty of ChatGPT, right? Because that might look like another language to you, right? But let's go ahead, and it's letting me know that the library that I need to use to do something like this is not installed. So it gives me the option to install that. It tells me exactly how to do it, right? And just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna show you that, but I pretty much have experience. So also for the sake of this video, I'm gonna take some shortcuts, right? So you would come over here to terminal, you would literally paste that in, and then boom, it would install it. But it's telling me I already have it, which I've had problems with that in the past. So what I know is I'm gonna, and this is once again the power of ChatGPT, I'm gonna tell it, bro, do me another one. Like, let's use another library. Can you write the script using the Chromium library? Boom. And so this uses honestly a library I've never heard of, so I'm gonna have to install it. So I'm gonna do that by copying in, pasting it in, and then boom, it's installing it on my machine right now. All right, so now that I know that that's up, I'm just gonna copy this code, save it, and then run it. Boom. But now there's telling me there's no module named Playwright, right? So I'm gonna tell it I just installed Playwright. Okay. And so what this tells us is we can try this code to run it. So we're gonna try to run that code in terminal. Boom, and something happened over here. So I think, all right, so we're gonna save it and then we're gonna run it again and see what happened. Boom, still doing the same thing. So that's fine. Let's just go to ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask it, can we do the script just using Chromium? Boom. All right, and this is really important, right? This is a really important part of this video. So it says, note that this script uses the Selenium library, which allows us to automate interactions with web pages. We're using Chrome driver to control a headless instance of Chrome. So what headless means is that you won't see it. It'll be running in the background, right? And this is important when it comes to speed. It's not having to sort of load all the pages. See, when it comes to code, like on this web page, we see all of this, right? But when it comes to code, all this loads before all this other stuff loads. In fact, this is what makes this load. So with that said, when you're running headless, you're getting that speed because you're bypassing all these other nuances, right? This loading, right? This script will be able to detect where all this stuff is, right? Each of this stuff has a location. I'm gonna show you. Boom, you see that? Every time I scroll over something, it's telling me where it is in the code, and then it's showing me where it is in the code, right? So that's where it running headless is really important, right? So boom, I've never had problems with the Chromium or Selenium, that is. So I'm gonna install that and I'm gonna run it, and I'm still getting the same error, right? So what this ultimately means is that my Python environment isn't where my virtual machine thing is. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. All right, so after a while of debugging, I finally figured out what was wrong. I just once again had to switch over my code environment, right? So we were able to fix the problems that we had. And one thing that I had to actually clear up in this code too, because I'm not actually trying to buy these shoes, I just wanted to go through and at least decline, right? So I added a message in that says, hey, if the money is not there, if it's declined, tell me, hey, it declined, broke boy, right? All right, so boom, just a reminder, we're gonna run this code. It's gonna run headless, so it's not gonna pop up a window. It's just gonna run it in the background, and hopefully we get the decline message. Let's do it. All right, boom, picking size, adding to cart, going to checkout, pasting CVC, order review, boom, declined, yes sir. Our code worked. So there's honestly, now that I think about this, bro, there's plenty other things that you could use this for, whether it be whatever you want it to be, honestly, whether it be card drops, PS4s, you name it, bro. I think there is just a huge way to do this, bro. I'm excited. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's your boy Rico. I'm out. Let's get it.